are you guys reading? Doom scrolling. Last Sunday, I spent 3 hours and 9 minutes. I need to test it out. This is actually really good. Hi everyone, it's me. We're gonna do a little experiment in today's video, okay? Because we all know, or maybe we don't all know, but most of us know that we probably spend a little too much time on our phones these days. Probably 99% of us, and that's not a real statistic, but 99% of us have probably fallen into the trap of doom scrolling. You know, when you're supposed to be doing something else, like reading, doing chores, doing work, doing something productive, anything productive, and instead you find yourself stuck on Instagram, TikTok, YouTube, just scrolling and rotting. And while sometimes you do need that rotting time, I am not against phone rotting. Sometimes it's just a little bit too much. So this week we are actually going to do a little experiment where I am going to be swapping my phone time for reading time. I'm going to be looking at my screen time on my phone to see how much time I spent scrolling or doing anything on my phone last week, and then this week I'm going to substitute that time for reading and make sure I spend that amount of time reading my books. We'll see how it goes. I don't know how much time I spent on my phone last week. I will say last weekend I probably spent a little bit less time on my phone than usual because I was away on a girls trip, so I was like off my phone more. I was like out and about and doing things and socializing, so I probably have a lower screen time for this weekend compared to previous weekends. But in terms of the week, yeah, pretty sure it seemed like a very standard week in terms of like how much time I spent on my phone. Without further ado, let's see how much time I need to read for today. It is Saturday today, so I'm going to check my screen time from last Saturday. Let's see, how do I do this? What day is it today? Oh, okay, that is totally doable. So last Saturday, I only spent an hour and 27 minutes on my phone. Great, we're starting off with an easy day. So today I am going downtown. I have a book club picnic today, and so I am going to bring my book with me on the streetcar so I can read on my way there. So I'm gonna bring my book, but I'm pretty sure it takes like around an hour to get there and then an hour to get back from where I'm going today. So if I read the whole commute, that will already pass my screen time from last week, which is awesome. I feel like we're starting with a lucky day on like a really low screen time day, so good. Today's gonna be easy, but we'll see how the rest of the day goes. In terms of what I'm actually reading today, so I finished what was it called? The Hero of Ages. I always get those names messed up for some reason. I finished The Hero of Ages yesterday, which is the third Mistborn book by Brynne and Sanderson. So I'm kind of in a mood for something a little more light, maybe a little bit funny, maybe something easier to read, because that was like obviously a very epic fantasy where you have to pay attention. I decided to go out on a limb and try something kind of like out of my normal realm of reading, and I have decided to read Butcher and Blackbird by Brynne Weaver. If you guys haven't heard of this book, I feel like I've seen it everywhere online. I feel like everyone's reading this, especially because the sequel I think just came out. But this is apparently like a dark rom-com, which I've never read before. Like that's something that I feel like I have never heard of. I'm not sure of the specifics of the story. I kind of want to go in blind, but from what I've heard, it is like a rom-com and the two love interests, like the main characters, are both serial killers. And I've just heard it's like so outlandish and like really funny. So yeah, decided to give it a try. I might love it, I might hate it, we'll see. But that's what I'm gonna be reading today. And this book comes with a gigantic trigger list. Pretty sure it's like a full page of trigger warnings. And I feel like I need to read this list to you because it's just hilarious. Actually, one sec. Do you want to hear the trigger list of the book I'm reading? Yeah, I want to read it to you.
Okay. What's a trigger list?
It's like things that you have to like watch out for in the book, or like you might get triggered.
Okay.
Like sensitive topics, I guess. But this book is like a dark rom-com, and the two love interests are serial killers. So it's like supposed to be really silly. Like it's not supposed to be serious, I don't think. Are you ready?
Yes.
Eyeballs and eye sockets. Ew, I'm kind of triggered already.
Sockets specifically.
Eye sockets.
Okay.
Amateur surgery.
Oh.
Skin ornaments. I'm kind of scared.
What's
Like stuff you put on your skin?
Oh, like a piercing?
I guess.
I don't want to look that up.
I don't know if I want to see like photos of it. I'm scared.
Nothing comes up.
Okay, well, I'll let you know when I get to that part of the book. No. Oh, so it's like you make ornaments out of skin? You like make stuff?
This looks like a Christmas ornament.
Yeah, maybe don't show that to the camera. Oh, like have you like those books that are bound by skin, like in human skin? Aren't they those like books at Harvard that they're bound using human skin, like the covers are made out of human skin? Maybe this video needs a trigger warning. Chainsaws, axes, knives, scalpels, and a lot of sharp objects. Okay.
I like sharp objects.
That's expected. Accidental cannibalism.
I feel like these are spoiler.
What are you guys reading? Not so accidental cannibalism. Questionable use of a mummified corpse. Lobotomized manservant. Ill-advised use of kitchen implements. I'm sorry about the cookies and cream ice cream. I'm not really. Is it gonna ruin cookies and cream for me forever? I like cookies and cream. Detailed sex scenes, which include, but are not limited to.
Oh, jeez.
I can't read that out loud. I can't read that out loud. I'm not saying that out
I feel like
loud.
some of these will get your video flagged.
If I say them out loud?
Yeah.
Yeah. References to parental neglect and child abuse. Oh no, it's actually sad.
Maybe you shouldn't read this book.
Parental loss not depicted. I feel like that's in a lot of books though, like the loss of a parent. References to child, I can't say that word either, I'm gonna get flagged. Brackets, not in detail. I'm scared. It's a book about serial killers, so there's some generally messed up murder and chaos. It's supposed to be funny though, like it's supposed to be, I guess, like satirical. But a lot of people have read this book, like I've been seeing it everywhere. And a lot of people really love it. And there's a sequel out now.
Sure you don't want to wait till Halloween?
No, because also this might be our book club pick, because everyone in our book club wants to pick this book. I want to see what all the rage and fuss is all about. But anyways, it's gonna be a wild ride.
Look out, here she comes. The woman that I love. It's too bad she'll never know. Yeah, I can't tell her how I feel because she has someone.
Good morning. I'm really tired today. We did end up reading, hold on, where's my timer? 2 hours and 36 minutes yesterday. So we definitely surpassed our goal, but yesterday was for sure like an easier day. I feel like my voice is like, it's still like morning, you know, I just woke up, so it's not fully there yet, but let's see how much I need to read today. Hold on. Okay, we definitely have some more reading we need to do today because last Sunday, I spent 3 hours and 9 minutes on my phone. We're gonna have to read that much today, which I'm a little bit concerned about because I mean, that's not like I haven't read that much in a day before. It's like not that wild, but I do have quite a few things to do today. So yesterday I was out like for most of the day, but today it is rainy. It is like a more cozy day, but I have to film my monthly reading wrap up because it is June 2nd. So I need to film my May monthly reading wrap up today. And I was hoping to like edit a lot of it today as well. But if I have 3 hours and 9 minutes of reading to do today, maybe I will just do more reading versus editing. Why is my voice still so like sleepy? I'm like sniffly. How much of Butcher and Blackbird did I read yesterday? I read 238 pages, which is 66% of the book. This book is such a fast read. Like it goes by so quick. It's like really super easy to read. It is highly entertaining as well. I feel like I didn't know what to expect going in and I thought I would probably hate this book. I mean, the premise sounds fun, but in terms of reading like the trigger page yesterday, I was like, I don't know about this, but honestly, it's surprising me. It's really entertaining. It's not a book to be taken seriously, you know what I mean? It's kind of like when I read Bride by Ali Hazelwood, I enjoyed it more than I thought I would because it's kind of satirical. Like it makes fun of itself. That's the way you're supposed to read it, I think. It's just so outrageous. It's outlandish. It's like ridiculous. It is very like gory and like vulgar. So if you're really, really, really squeamish, like in terms of gore and stuff, maybe this book isn't for you. Normally I am pretty squeamish about that stuff, but for some reason it's like the way it's done in this book, it's funny. It's horrific, but it's funny and it's like really gross, but for some reason I'm liking it a lot more than I thought I would. There's a romance aspect to it, of course. The smut style of writing is very like vulgar, and that's not like the type of smut that I enjoy. So I'm kind of not enjoying that part of it, but in terms of the story and like what's going on, and like the yearning's pretty good. Like the relationship buildup is like surprisingly very good in like a rom-com disgusting gross book like this. I don't know, really surprising me. I'm gonna continue reading this today, obviously. We'll see how it goes. So our power went out. So all those chores that I said that I was gonna do today, I know, Bobs, I can't do the chores. Which only means that the only thing I can do is read, which is good for this challenge, but I can't do anything else. So it's a rainy day and we're just gonna read. I am almost done Butcher and Blackbird, so I'm gonna have to find something else to read. I'm on page 311. There's a lot of smut in the back half of this book. The first smut scene was like 20 pages long. I thought it was 10 pages long because there was like a whole chapter that was 10 pages long that was literally all smut. And then the next chapter, which was also 10 pages long, was also more smut. I kind of started skimming. What is there to do but read? Undercover agents of the other. For some reason, I like I very much enjoyed this. It was adorable, it was cute, it was funny, but it was also disgusting, and like this book is definitely not for the faint of heart, but like I liked it. I'm actually excited to read the second book. So at the moment, I think I'm gonna give this 3 stars. It was super fun. The smut was again too much for me, so I took off points for that, but like super cute. It's 2 like Dexter coded like serial killers falling in love and like getting into all this like all these fiascos, and some of them are really, really gross, and for some reason they're really cute together. I can't explain it, but that's Butcher and Blackbird. Let's pick what we're gonna read next. Okay, I just went through like so many Kindle books, so we're gonna give my physical TBR a little bit of love again. I think I know exactly what I want to read. Where is it? Where is it? Oh, there it is. I have been dying to read this ever since I got it. This is probably the most beautiful sprayed edge edition that I own. It is beautiful. Like, come on. On top of that, obviously, I like pretty books, but I also like what's in the book. So this is a fantasy. I think it's the first in a series. Is it? Is it a series? I don't remember, and I don't have my phone up here, so I can't look it up. But I'll find out, and I'll put on screen here, and I'll let you know if it's a series or not. But this is 5 Broken Blades by Corland, and it is about a group. I think it follows 5 different killers who are hired to like assassinate the king. They can't like agree with each other. They're not used to like working as a team, but they have to kind of like ally, find a way to work with each other so they can kill the king. I am very excited for this book. Also, the like slogan or tagline of this book is "Let the best liar win." Does that not sound so intriguing? I'm so excited. So we're gonna dive back into fantasy, something definitely more up my like normal realm. Let's do it.
Maybe I shouldn't call you or leave a message at all. So I try to be patient, 'cause nothing's written on the wall. Yes.
Good morning. I ended up reading the amount I was supposed to yesterday. 3.5 hours yesterday, and I was supposed to read 3 hours and 9 minutes. So I did 20 minutes over. Such an overachiever, I know. I'm actually 120 pages in. It's super easy to read. It's really fast paced. It kind of reads like Fourth Wing in terms of the writing style. Like it's in first person POV, and then yeah, just the language of it. It feels kind of modern, but it's in a fantasy world. It seems kind of Fourth Wing-ish in terms of the writing style, but obviously the story and the setting is completely different. This fantasy world that is kind of Korean based. We've been introduced to all our characters, I'm pretty sure, but we switch POVs every chapter. It is really interesting reading this as the POVs are switching because it's written in first person POV, but then the POV switches every chapter. So then like I becomes like a different I in every chapter, but I have not found it like difficult to follow. I think because the writing is like very simple and like storytelling based, it's like pretty easy to follow what's going on and to remember who's who. So yeah, I'm really enjoying this. I'm eating it up. Curious to see like how everyone's gonna come together and like what role everyone is gonna end up playing. But yeah, I'm having so much fun. But let's see how much I need to read today. It is Monday also, so I am working. We have to read 2 hours and 47 minutes today. I think that's totally doable. Like if I read 2 hours like through the day or like after work in the evening, then I can read like another 45 minutes in bed. I think that's like completely doable. So 2 hours, 47 minutes is our goal today.
My heart is screaming out for you. I want you here with me so that everything will be as good as they were last night. Oh baby, love me like you did last night. I want
Just finished 5 Broken Blades. Oh my gosh. What a ride. Okay, first of all, I have read this much today out of, what was my goal again? I don't even remember what my goal was. 2 hours and 52 minutes is how much I need to read today. So I only really have like 51 minutes left, which is totally doable. I just finished this, was so immersed throughout the entire thing. I gave this a 4.5. There were definitely like issues with it, like some parts of the writing I was like, I'm not sure about that, and like some things happened too conveniently, but it's kind of, for me, it's one of those books where like you just get so immersed in it and everything is so intriguing that the few things that maybe just slip by, potential plot holes or like world building holes, you just kind of let them go because like overall the whole thing's just so entertaining. That's what 5 Broken Blades was for me. It was, yeah, it was just so great. There was so much like angst, jealousy, betrayal. All 6 of the characters that you follow are all unreliable narrators because they all only know what they know and they don't know the thoughts of everyone else, like who could possibly betray the other. It's really exciting. I feel like I'm gonna need to display this on my shelf now with this side out, you know, instead of the spine, because the spine's just like, it looks like your average book, but like this, I want to be able to like stare at this on my shelf. So I'm gonna find a way to like have this show on my shelf. So good. The ending was just like insane. I was getting whiplash. There were so many plot twists when you find out like who actually betrayed who. Kind of played out like a murder mystery, but there was no murder. Just in terms of the formatting of like kind of this build up and you get these little clues. Like the author is like trying to lead you in certain ways. Like, oh, it's for sure this person who betrayed everyone. Oh no, but like it's definitely this person, or maybe it could be that person. Like you just don't know until the end. And it's insane. And then it sets up for the next book very well. Like, you know where we're gonna be going in the next book. So now I'm just like, I want the next book to be here. But this book just came out, so it's probably gonna be a while to the next one. That's 5 Broken Blades. We're gonna choose our next book. I actually wanna go back to the Kindle. There's a very specific reason why I wanna go back to Kindle right now, and I'm gonna show you. So it's not like properly set up right now because it's just on like standby mode because I haven't been using it, but I got this pillow stand for my Kindle and also a clicker. I'm gonna be able to like pretty much hands-free read on my Kindle using this. I need to test it out. One of the girls from book club, Marina, actually got this like exact set with like the pillow, the clicker, the stand, everything. And I was like, I need that. I need that in my life. So it arrived yesterday and I've been dying to try this setup. I am actually right now, I think gonna go out to the park and read a little bit because it's beautiful outside. So I'm gonna detach it here for now because I feel like bringing this entire thing to the park would be a little bit aggressive. So I'm going to set that down for now. I just finished a fantasy, obviously, so I want like another cute summer read, especially since I'm like about to go outside and read right now. So I'm gonna actually read This Summer Will Be Different by Carley Fortune. This is her new release. And yeah, we're gonna surpass today's goal very easily, I think. But that's it for now.
On her way to the mill, proud and all out. But where are you now? Misunderstood, said she would help the ones that she could. No glimpse of doubt.
Should we get you some snacks? Okay, let's get you some snacks.
Restless legs have settled. We're finally home. Down is up. We've been at the top. We're finally home.
No.
Okay, this is so off topic for this video, but I just received my book of the month for the month, and I always like unwrapping these, or unwrapping? They're like wrapped. I like opening these boxes with you guys because I feel like it's fun for you guys to see what books I get. So I counted my physical TBR yesterday and it was 37 books. On my physical TBR yesterday, and that's not including all the books that I have on my Kindle, like available for me to read. So I have a really big TBR, but I got 3 books in my book of the month, which makes my physical TBR 40 officially. But I only got 3 because I actually got some free credits. If you guys didn't know, this is not sponsored, by the way. I'm fully just like a book of the month customer. I wish I was sponsored, but when you sign up, everyone can do this. You can make a referral code and then just like pass that around to all your friends. And if your friends use your code to sign up for book of the month, that person actually gets a free book, so they get a free credit. So a couple of you guys used my link apparently to sign up for book of the month, and I had some free credits for this month, which is why I got 3 books. So thank you for everyone who used the credits. And if anyone else wants to, I don't know why I'm holding these scissors. If anyone else wants to gift me a free book in a fun way, I always leave my book of the month link in the description box of all my videos, so you can use it if you want to ever sign up. And I would definitely recommend it. Like I have not skipped a book of the month since I've signed up. So just quickly, because this is not a book haul video, I got A Talent for Murder by Peter Swanson, The 4 Winds by Kristen Hanna, because you guys know I am like an absolute Kristen Hanna fan now. And then, oh, I'm excited for this one too. I got As Long as the Lemon Trees Grow by Zulfa Katu. I think that's how you say that. These are the books I got.
It's been 4 weeks.
Good morning. It's hair wash day. Don't mind whatever's going on here. I finished This Summer Will Be Different by Carley Fortune yesterday. It was another like really quick read. I was a little underwhelmed. if I'm gonna be honest with you. I have previously loved Carley Fortune books mainly for the vibe. I know a lot of people have had issues with like the tropes that she uses in her books. I'm not gonna say what tropes there are because I feel like maybe it spoils some things. I know people have struggled with Carley Fortune. I have such a soft spot for her books because they're always set in Canada. Her main characters tend to be from Toronto, where I'm from, and then she mixes it in with like cottage country in Ontario, which I'm also very familiar with. And then this particular book was set also in PEI, Prince Edward Island, also in Canada. So I just feel like I have a soft spot for her books because the places that she sets her stories are like very real to me, obviously. Like I live here, I know the places that she's referencing, like certain street names, neighborhoods, even like restaurants or bars. Like I know, I've been there, so it just makes me feel more connected to her universe and her stories. So yeah, this one was set in Prince Edward Island, and I have been there before when I was younger, so I definitely felt the vibes in this one as well. I don't think I even told you guys what this one's about. I haven't talked to you about this book at all, so just like a brief summary. I'm gonna keep it really short and quick, but this is about a girl named Lucy who has a best friend in Toronto. Like they both live in Toronto, but her friend grew up on Prince Edward Island and still goes there like a few times a year to see her family. So she gets invited by her friend to vacation with her on the island. Something goes wrong with her friend's flight, and then Lucy ends up sleeping with her best friend's brother by accident, like unknowingly. They kind of promise each other this will never happen again because Lucy and her friend have this like one rule in their friendship where like Lucy's not allowed to fall in love with her friend's brother. It's just like, I don't know, it's a pact, a deal that they made. So there's that, and then we kind of span over 5 years of different visits to the island, running into each other in Toronto. This book had really nice, lovely summer vibes. There was a lot of like island life, of course. There were beaches, lots of seafood like oysters, lobster rolls, fish and chips, like all of that good stuff. So vibes were definitely there, but I just found this story to be really underwhelming. If there's something Carley Fortune is good at, it is the summer vibe. And it is, I feel like, the tension and the chemistry between characters. I think she's really good at writing that, but in terms of like crafting a story that's exciting and has good conflict and just like stuff that happens, this book didn't really do it for me. I feel like nothing really happened in this book. It was more of just like a span of meetups where the two characters had tension. And while that was done really well, I feel like not enough happened for me to be like, okay, I'm like in this story. The best friend, I didn't even like her character. Like she was very annoying to me, and the decisions and the things she did, I didn't like her as a character or as a person. The like final big blow up conflict was like very disappointing, like very anticlimactic. If I'm gonna be honest, like it didn't really make sense. The more I think about it, I feel like the more I'm just like, because while I was reading it, it was like moderately fun, but not even really. Like I felt bored while reading it. It wasn't really that great. And that kind of breaks my heart because I really do want to love Carley Fortune. Anyways, after that, I picked up A Fate Inked in Blood by Danielle L. Jensen. It's a romantasy and it's based in Norse mythology, I'm pretty sure. And that's pretty much all I know. I only read like 10 pages of this yesterday, so I just barely tasted it. So far, it's intriguing. Nothing much has happened, but like so far I'm getting along with the writing style. I have heard quite a few mixed reviews on this book at this point, but I'm gonna try not to let what I've heard others say about this book affect what I think about this book, because I've been really excited to read it. Like it just sounds and looks really, really cool. But I wanted to dive into another like more fantasy book because after This Summer Will Be Different, I was just like, I need something with like a real plot and like stuff going on, and I need like high stakes and something more exciting, and I feel like fantasy just like does that. I did 3 hours and 26 minutes, which is the most I've done so far this week. Oh, we only have to read 2 hours and 40 minutes. We're gonna pull it off so easily. I know it.
We should have said it's better this way. I'd rather be with you than someone I don't know. Now it's like we're living in two separate worlds. Come on back to me. Say that you won't go. I can't cope without you, and I wanna hold you close. Say that you won't go.
I washed my hair, thank goodness, but look at my timer from last night. So I I was reading in bed, like before I fall asleep, I like to read, and I forgot to turn off my timer when I went to sleep. Like I was just reading, I put my book down, went to bed, turned the lights off, and I left my timer running all night long. So this is what I woke up to this morning. 11 hours, 22 minutes, 15 seconds, and 32 milliseconds. I definitely did not read for that many hours. I promise I did read at least 3 hours yesterday, because during the day and the evening I read 2 hours, 20 minutes, and then I definitely read at least half an hour, maybe 40 minutes in bed. So we did hit our goal. I promise. I just don't have the proof for you because I left my timer literally running all night long. Oops. But today is Friday, so it's the last day of this particular challenge. And today we have, I think this is the highest screen time so far this week, but it's 3 hours, 36 minutes. So that's our goal. I think we're gonna be okay. Yeah, I was just reading A Fate Inked in Blood, and just to show you more proof that I definitely read at least 3 hours yesterday, I'm on page 267 of this book. So I did read a lot. Okay. Thoughts so far? Honestly, I'm bored. I'm bored. I think the premise of it sounds like interesting enough. It's not like so unique. Basically, we start off this story with Freya. She's our main character. She lives in this little fishing village. She's been forced into this marriage with this guy. I think his name is... You wanna go out? Go. She's been forced into this marriage with a guy named Rhaego, who is blessed by like some sort of a fishing god. So the way this world works is like people are mostly humans, but some are blessed by a drop of a god when they're born. The people who are blessed with this drop are able to like call on their gods and then harness their powers essentially. So Freya's husband, he has been blessed by some sort of a fishing or a sea god, so he can control fish. So yeah, she just spends her entire life gutting fish, and she hates her life, and she also wants to fight, like she wants to be a warrior. One day she runs into the Jarl, who is like some sort of chief figure, and the Jarl finds out that Freya has been keeping a secret. She is also blessed by a god, but once her secret comes out, the Jarl figures that, you know, he has a use for her, and she gets whisked on this political warfare journey. The premise sounds fine, right? Like it's not overly unique, but I just found the way that the story is told is really boring. We start off establishing Freya and like some of the characters, but I feel like we didn't spend enough time doing that, and then we were like very quickly just whisked away into like battle after battle after battle. Like the battles just started immediately, and there was no time to breathe in between the battles. There was no like political scheming set up really. There was no like getting to know your characters on a deeper level. So it was just like going into battles with these characters that you don't really know about and don't really care about. There's also obviously a romance because this is a romantasy. The romance just isn't hitting because again, the writing of the story is not allowing for space for the romance to like blossom and to actually develop. It's just kind of like there. It's a very high stakes book, I would say. Like it's a high stakes story, but when you have a high stakes story about characters that you don't care about, it doesn't really feel high stakes. Like it just feels like I don't care. Like the main characters could die and I'd just be like, whatever. Needless to say, I'm not really enjoying this, but we have 3.5 hours of reading to do today, so hopefully I finish this book and can move on to something else that I enjoy a little bit more. Anyways, that's me today. Happy Friday.
We were dancing in the dark with a feeling in our hearts. Felt like we had it all. We were dancing in the dark. We were dancing in the dark. Whoa, oh, 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 oh. Oh, 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 oh. Whoa, oh, oh. Whoa, oh, oh. Oh, whoa, oh, oh. Oh, whoa, oh, oh. Whoa, oh, oh.
All right, guys, I'm gonna close out this week of reading in this video here. But just to conclude, yesterday, where's my timer? This is how much I read. So another success, which means we have successfully completed this week of swapping our phone time with reading time, which is great. I did finish A Fate Inked in Blood yesterday, but I'm gonna be honest with you guys, I skimmed like a lot. Like I skimmed hardcore for like the last probably 30 to 40% of the book. I was just like not feeling it at all. It was very just boring to me. Like I couldn't care less. And you guys know I'm just like really stubborn and I will not just like DNF a book. Like I just can't. It's not in my personality to do that for whatever reason. So instead of DNFing, I just tend to like skim. So I at least like kind of half read the rest of it. So I did finish A Fate Inked in Blood skimming and it just wasn't for me. If you really enjoyed that book, I'm so happy for you, but I couldn't get into it. Also, I feel like it started getting me into a mini reading slump a little bit. Like after reading This Summer Will Be Different, which was fine, like vibes, but also like a pretty boring story, and then reading A Fate Inked in Blood, which was like so overwhelmingly boring for me, I just felt like a slump was coming on. So as you guys saw, I picked up a thriller yesterday because if there's anything that will get you through a reading slump, it is a thriller. I feel like because thrillers are just like, you have to pay attention and they're usually very fast paced. They're usually written very accessibly, like written very simply. And yeah, you're just like, your mind is always actively working to like piece clues together. I feel like thrillers are really good for reading slumps, for me at least. And so yeah, I picked up The Reappearance of Rachel Price by Holly Jackson. It is a YA thriller as well, so it also reads like very easily because of that. But I think this is helping me. This is curing my reading slump. But I read 52 pages of this yesterday, so I'm just kind of getting into it. It's kind of like true crime Netflix documentary style. Thank goodness for thrillers. So that is the entire week of reading. I did successfully complete every single day. We did not fail a day, even though, what was it, Thursday? I did forget to stop my timer and it ran overnight, but I promise you, I did complete my daily reading time that I needed to do. What did I learn this week? I learned that it's very easy for me to swap phone time for reading time. It definitely felt like a lot of reading, but not like so much that I was struggling with it. Like I was definitely intentionally picking my book up more often, but it didn't seem hard. Like I could probably do this long term. And then the other thing I learned is that when I put my mind to it, I can read a lot in a week. I feel like generally I've been reading like 2.5 to 3 books every week, obviously depending on the books I read. Like if I'm reading a big, thick fantasy that's 600 to 800 pages long, I'm gonna read less books that week. But in general, I feel like I read at least 2 books a week and sometimes 3 or somewhere in the middle. This week I got through like 4.5 books. So what did I read? I read Butcher and Blackbird, that's how we started. Then I read 5 Broken Blades. Then This Summer Will Be Different. Then A Fate Inked in Blood, although I did skim some of that. And then started The Reappearance of Rachel Price. That is like 5 books, and I'm not done The Reappearance of Rachel Price yet, obviously. I just started, but like, that's really good. That's like double what I normally read. So yeah, those are the lessons I learned this week. That being said, I am gonna leave you guys here for now. I hope you liked this video. If you did, please leave me a like and a comment. If you don't know what to comment down below, let me know what your average screen time is. Let's see how much everyone goes on their phone. If you like me, subscribe, do that bell thing, and I will see you in the next one. Bye!